All right, that was Diaspora Culture by our very own Kawira Wagithinji. Some good stuff coming out of China. Despite all of this, there's always some good information coming from anywhere across the world. Let's now move on to one of my favorite bits of the show, which is Returning Diaspora. Robert Okudo tried his hand at different businesses but failed until 200 Degrees was birthed, a cleaning company that at this time of a pandemic is doing a lot of good to households. Here's how Returning Diaspora conversation we had with him earlier on went down. Hi guys, thank you very much for joining me on yet another episode of Returning Diaspora. Now today we are right here at the Nabo Bistro Lounge in Kileleshwa, and hi Robert, how are you doing? You okay? I can shake your hands with the scare that we're having, so let's do, you're good, so I'll do namaste. So yeah, thank you for gracing us with your presence. First things first, let's just get straight into it. I mean, your story. Who is Robert and how did you get yourself to the United States? Yeah.
Well, let me put it this way. My journey has been adventurous. It's been amazing. It's been exciting. I'm always happy to share it. And basically, I left Kenya to go to the US to market Kenya. I used to be in the tourism industry. And when I got to the US, terrorism turned the events around. Kenya had been hit, and right away the US slapped a 3-year ban to Kenya. And now that I was already in the US on a mission, I had to look for plan B to figure out how to make that trip worthwhile. And I had my brother there, and I said, look, can you find me a part-time job? I just need to get back this air ticket money and head back. And I said, sure. And he connected me to a cleaning company, which I was amazed by the kind of services they were offering. I decided to go ahead and embrace that. And because it was kind of new technology, very advanced, and I embraced it and said at some point I will bring this back home, which I did 10 years later. So it's been amazing, and we actually operate on both sides of the continent. We're in Kenya, Uganda, Washington, D.C. So last year was very interesting because since I left the States, I had a Kenyan partner running 200 Degrees in the US. So I used to always tell my Kenyan clients here, we have a branch, and most of them used to think I was joking. Like, yeah, whatever, you know. So I got a chance last year to visit the branch, June, July. I was there for about 2-3 months. That was also amazing because while I was in the US, I decided to join my partner and cover what we were doing as far as cleaning and stuff. And I would share it with our WhatsApp groups in Kenya, so our clients would actually get a chance to see that we work on both sides of the continent. That was amazing. And before we go very far, I would like to thank them for supporting us because we wouldn't have much to talk about if it wasn't for them, both on the Kenyan and the US side. We appreciate their support very much.
So at some point, you get the inspiration, probably something sparked that idea in your head and you're like, you know what, I need to head back home. What was this? And when you got back home, what have you been up to?
Well, you know, being abroad is totally different because of climate, number one. Extremely cold.
Yeah.
I honestly started getting back problems in the wintertime. And during the wintertime, we still have work, but when you set up there, even when you dress up warmly, I could tell it was either arthritis or something messing up with my back. So I came to Kenya on holiday, and when I was here, I noticed there was a challenge with professional cleaning. You know, the way carpets were being cleaned, vehicles were being cleaned. And I said, maybe it's a good time to come back because I realized the coldest month in Kenya wouldn't affect me. And I said, you know what? I can't beat this. I think it would be best be situated at home, do what I enjoy doing, but it would be priceless to work back in Kenya. So I went back for about 6 months, twiddling with the thought that I'd come to Kenya for about a month to test the waters. And that's another very big move. A lot of us diasporans have the fear of coming back because we're exposed to the dollar, we're exposed to a system where everything works, and then of course you want to come back and it's like taking a pay cut by 50%. So that was some of the sacrifices I had to work with. But if you ask me right now, I have no regrets because it's been great. Our people have been very supportive. They've embraced our new ideas in cleaning, and it's good to be home.
Right. So you actually got back, started managing a company from this side, 200 degrees, and it's actually really interesting because right now we are facing a serious pandemic, which is the COVID-19, and your company plays a role in actually helping curb this. How has the journey been up to this point?
Well, I'll be very honest, and I will share this sentiment with everybody else. It's a very scary moment. I notice we are all kind of in some kind of a panic mode, but I'd like to tell them that the government has been giving us awesome information on how to try and control what's happening around us, using the sanitizers, disinfecting your space and stuff. And that's exactly what we are doing right now. We actually go to certain public places so that we can win the customers' confidence that look, as much as we have this problem going on, we are going to do our best to keep places sanitized and clean, so you don't feel too confined in your home area or space. But it is a very sensitive moment, and we are hoping that we will be able to curb and overcome it. Yeah.
Well, just on a lighter note, would you actually advise somebody to go to the States, and even where you're sitting from right now, despite having come back and stayed here, do you feel like at some point you'd want to relocate and go back and be like, no, Kenya isn't for me?
$1 billion to move back to the States. Like there's a song that says live and die in Africa. Exactly. This is a beautiful place to be, and I would not discourage anyone from going abroad. Actually, I would, if one has the opportunity, I think it's a brilliant eye-opener, because it's how, once you step out there, you're actually able to open up your mind, think outside the box, and see things you can bring back home. Like the cleaning idea was something I saw, I was fascinated by it, and I could tell this could work in Kenya. And look at where we are today, in 3 different parts of the country. We just recently moved into fumigation, which has also been embraced very well, because we have a serious problem with bed bugs and roaches and this and that. So you learn a lot when you travel. I would advise anybody to do that. But being home is always priceless.
It's always priceless. Right, so today actually, as we speak, you're about to get on with some cleaning processes here and there at a certain restaurant that where we are right now, a really nice place. So I think the next thing is to give the field to Robert, and he can show us what this place is all about and how he goes about his business. Let's have a look. All right, thank you for that. That was Robert Okudo, the CEO of 200 Degrees. It's definitely a good thing, always seeing somebody who took a chance, went outside there and came back and is still doing something for himself. Now, just to recap the conversation that we had earlier on with Masindegwa, I just want to echo what you said. It's very important in this time and generation that we're living in, where we have the digital platforms to communicate and do whatever we're doing. Be very careful with the information that you're giving outside there, because when you give out wrong information, there's one thing that happens. It creates panic. And when people start panicking, that's when we start tripping and making the errors. So let's all be careful. Let's spread love, be your neighbor's keeper. And with that said, that brings me to the end of this show. My name is Allan Okudo, not my name has been. My name is Allan Okudo. Until next Thursday, be good, stay safe. Thank you for joining me this evening.